we're coming off the heels of WandaVision, which was so excellent and such an excellent exploration of grief. What would you say that The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is an exploration of?
Identity. And it really unifies, because we have so many characters in this one, it really unifies everything in their interaction, in that we have Sharon Carter, we have Baron Zemo, we have Bucky Barnes, we have U.S. Agent, we have John Walker, and we have Sam Wilson, and each one of them, how they perceive themselves and how the world perceives them in the beginning of the series will be completely different by the end.
It feels like it belongs to someone else.
It's the exploration of a combination of identity and relevance, racial tolerance, nationalism. What is a hero? It asks, what is a hero today as compared to what was a hero? So I would say it embraces some, not dissimilar themes, but we are able, through our characters, who are doing, Anthony is exploring what it is to pick up the shield, and does he want what that is? Does he want to be Captain America? He says at the end of Endgame, it doesn't feel like mine. Mm-hmm. And, that is an exploration of why that is. And so we really take on, and right now more relevant than ever, that this conversation is being had. We also look at what is a hero. That was one of the things that really most interested me about this particular story when I first got involved, which is, originally when this was thought up by Stan Lee so many years ago, it was coming out of the war, and it was coming out of a particular kind of hero, which took on the soldier warrior type of paradigm. And now I would venture to say that included in that paradigm is first responder. So after 9/11, and certainly through the pandemic and such, I think we would include heroes in a category of first responders. So going forward, if that is part of the definition, what does that mean for a Captain America? And is that Captain America relevant in the same way? So that, was really where we went with it. Nationalism, of course, because we're post-blip. So there's lots to explore with how that world is reflected, not too dissimilarly, with what's going on right now as a result of pandemics and all the political shifts that have been happening, in the last several years. And then through Bucky, he has to explore his own relevance through mental health, and by the way, the victims of violence, which he has to embrace his own responsibility to his past and what he did, even though it was not of his mind, he was not of his own mind. He still has to figure out how to take responsibility one way or the other.
We need someone to inspire us again.
When you signed on for the show, what would you say that your biggest goal was?
Number one was to create something that felt really modern and really relevant. I'm a pop culture guy. I work in other arenas like music or whatever, and I wanted these characters to be rooted in their personal lives in a way that audience would be able to say, oh man, they understand me. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand what they're dealing with right there. So relevance, like really future forward characters that feel like, oh, these are the heroes of tomorrow.
Is there an ideal comic storyline pairing, like a wine and cheese pairing to go with the show if people wanted to kind of get the backstory, or is there anything that you would recommend?
I can't, because we pull from so much, that'll never work. But I would say for movies that have nothing to do with Marvel, 48 Hours, Lethal Weapon, the first Bad Boys, that if they want to know what to expect, look there. But as far as pulling from the MCU and then pulling from the comic book universe, you spend so many months and months and months digging, there's no way to pick just one.
What does it mean to you to explore this character? I know that Sam Wilson specifically was someone for a really long time where people were like, why doesn't he have his own movie? When is that going to happen? But now we get this kind of fleshed out series. What does that mean to you?
I fought hard to get this. It just seemed so relevant again going back to, I think I said this in the beginning, I can't remember which interview I said this in, but the baggage that Bucky and regret that Bucky's dealing with, and even more personal for me, the idea of a African-American, decidedly Black American superhero being presented to the world on the biggest platform in the world, it is a once in a lifetime thing.
Typically, when you have 2 hours, and particularly in the sort of the MCU storylines of it, you are in a big high octane race to the finish line, because there's some kind of world issue, some kind of world threat that has to be solved. So it's very hard if you've got those kinds of stakes for you to then go off, for a little while with a character and meander back and so on, because you've got to be focused on whatever the issue at hand is, or the immediacy of that issue. So in 6 hours, though, not only are you allowed to, it's more horizontal storytelling, and so you can weave through that, not only your big A storyline, which is going to be some of the threat, but how it affects the characters, who those characters are, where they go. You simply have more real estate and more time to be with them. So I think it was a bit surprising to everybody involved, just how much we enjoyed that process. So I look at feature films as being a snack, and series as being the meal.
So we're partners, co-workers, not necessarily a team. No. We look damn good, though.